When Demet Özdemir stepped into the spotlight that evening, the atmosphere shifted instantly. Everyone had been waiting for her arrival, but no one could have predicted the effect she was about to have. Cameras began flashing in rapid succession, fans leaned forward to catch a glimpse, and within seconds, the event transformed from glamorous to unforgettable. The reason? Not just Demet's radiant presence, but the dress she chose to wear. A single dress, yet powerful enough to set social media on fire and dominate headlines around the world. Demet has always been known for her beauty, talent, and charm. Over the years, she has stunned audiences with her performances and captured attention with her elegant style. But this particular night was different. The dress she wore wasn't just another fashion choice, it was a statement that demanded attention. Sleek, daring, yet incredibly sophisticated, it highlighted everything that makes her unique. It wasn't simply an outfit. It was an extension of her personality, a silent declaration that she knew exactly who she was and wasn't afraid to show it. Almost immediately, photos of her began circulating online. Fans in Turkey, Italy, Spain, Germany, and even the United States started sharing the images. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok feeds exploded with comments. Some praised the daring cut, others admired the shimmering fabric, while many simply repeated the same thought: Demet looks like a goddess. Hashtags related to her trended worldwide within minutes, proving once again the international power she holds. The dress itself seemed almost alive under the lights. Every step she took, every subtle movement of her hands, made the fabric glisten as if it was created solely for that moment. It hugged her figure gracefully, without ever crossing the line into exaggeration. Fashion critics described it as the perfect marriage of elegance and boldness, and they weren't wrong. Demet had found that rare balance. A look powerful enough to spark conversation, but tasteful enough to maintain her signature class. But of course, this wasn't only about fashion. For many fans, the dress carried a deeper meaning. Demet has been through countless ups and downs in her career and personal life, often under the harsh eye of the media. By stepping out in that outfit, she seemed to reclaim her narrative, to remind the world that she controls the story. She's not just wearing a dress, one fan wrote on Twitter, she's wearing her confidence. Another added, this is more than style. This is a woman who knows her worth. Speculation quickly grew. Why did she choose this particular moment, this particular dress? Was it meant to send a subtle message to critics? Was it linked to the rumors about her private life or upcoming projects? The mystery only fueled the excitement. Whatever the truth, one fact was undeniable: Demet Özdemir had once again proven that she isn't just a star on screen. She is a cultural force, capable of making the entire world talk with nothing more than a single, unforgettable dress. As the night went on, the buzz around Demet's dress didn't die down, it only grew louder. Inside the venue, whispers turned into full-blown conversations. People weren't just talking about the event anymore, they were talking about her. The other celebrities, the performances, even the purpose of the gathering, all seemed overshadowed by the simple yet powerful impact of her appearance. Every glance, every camera flash seemed to confirm the same thing: Demet Özdemir had stolen the night. Fashion journalists rushed to describe the details. The cut was sharp but feminine, the neckline daring without being overwhelming, and the fabric shimmered as though it had absorbed the very lights of the room. Stylists praised the choice as one of her best, saying that it wasn't just about the garment, but the way Demet carried it. That's the thing about true style. It's never only about clothes. It's about presence, confidence, and aura. Demet didn't just wear the dress, she made the dress unforgettable. Meanwhile, outside the venue, the internet was exploding. Fans started editing pictures, creating montages, and even making memes that celebrated her look. On Instagram, one fan page wrote, "This isn't just fashion, it's history." Another said, "She looks like she walked straight out of a dream." The hashtags #DemetÖzdemir and #ThatDress were trending across multiple countries, pushing her to the top of the global conversation. Within hours, international magazines picked up the story. Turkish star Demet Özdemir captures the world's attention, one headline declared. But along with admiration came speculation. Some media outlets hinted that the dress might have been chosen deliberately to send a hidden message. Was she trying to make a point to someone from her past? Was it a quiet response to ongoing rumors about her private life? Others insisted it was simply a fashion moment, an actress making the most of her beauty and style. Whatever the interpretation, one thing was undeniable: the dress had become more than fabric, it had become a symbol. And then came the comparisons. People began recalling other iconic red carpet looks from international stars: Angelina Jolie's unforgettable leg moment, Jennifer Lopez's legendary green Versace dress, even Princess Diana's revenge dress. Commentators argued that Demet had now earned her place among these iconic fashion moments. Some even went further, claiming her look carried more emotion because it wasn't just about glamour, it was about a woman known for her resilience, standing tall and proud. Inside the hall, Demet appeared calm, almost unaware of the storm she had created outside. She smiled politely, posed for the cameras, greeted her fans, and carried herself with effortless elegance. But those who know her well understand, she is very aware of the power she holds. She knows when she's making a statement, and this night was one of those times. With every step, she seemed to say, "I'm in control. I decide how the world sees me." For her fans, that confidence was inspiring. Many commented online that watching Demet walk in that dress gave them strength. "She's teaching us that we can rise above judgment, above gossip, above everything, and still shine," one fan wrote. Another said, "When she walked in, I felt like she was speaking for all of us who've been underestimated." By the end of the night, it was no longer just about an event or a fashion choice. It was about transformation. Demet Özdemir had taken one evening and turned it into a global phenomenon. And all of it started with that single, unforgettable dress. By the following morning, the impact of Demet's dress had already reached new heights. News outlets from Europe to South America ran the story on their entertainment pages. Italian magazines, where Demet has a massive following, published articles describing her as the star who redefines elegance. Spanish tabloids called her the woman of the hour, while US-based fashion blogs listed her among the best dressed of the week. It was as if the entire world had stopped to admire one woman and one dress. But what fascinated people even more was the emotional reaction it sparked. Normally, red carpet looks come and go, admired today, forgotten tomorrow. Yet with Demet, something different happened. Fans didn't just comment on her beauty, they spoke about how she made them feel. They described a sense of empowerment, of hope, of pride. For many young women, especially those who follow her closely, this was more than a fashion moment, it was proof that Demet Özdemir continues to inspire them in ways beyond the screen. And then there was the conversation about timing. Why did this particular look appear now? Just when rumors about her personal life were heating up again, and when whispers about her professional future were circling in the industry, Demet appeared stronger and more radiant than ever. Some commentators suggested it was no coincidence. Demet knows exactly when to make her move, one critic wrote. She understands that fashion is more than fabric, it's strategy. And she played her card perfectly. Of course, speculation about her love life never seems to be far away. As soon as the images went viral, social media users began linking the dress to her past relationships, asking if there was a hidden message behind her choice. Was she making a statement of independence? Was this her way of showing that she had moved on, that she was untouchable, unstoppable? The theories multiplied, and with each one, the buzz around Demet grew stronger. Fashion experts also weighed in on the craftsmanship. Some revealed details about the designer, praising the artistry that went into creating such a piece. Others noted how the styling, her hair, her makeup, her accessories, was kept minimal, allowing the dress itself to take the spotlight. This decision, they argued, showed Demet's intelligence. She didn't need over-the-top styling. She knew the dress was enough, and she let it speak louder than anything else. Meanwhile, fans created endless edits and TikTok videos featuring her look, set to dramatic music or heartfelt captions. These clips racked up millions of views in hours, each one adding fuel to the fire of her trending status. Some videos simply showed her walking slowly into the venue, while others zoomed in on the shimmering details of the gown. The message was always the same: Demet Özdemir had created an unforgettable fashion moment. And as the conversation spread, one thing became increasingly clear: this wasn't just about beauty. It was about presence. Demet has an ability that few stars possess. She doesn't just wear fashion, she turns it into emotion, into narrative, into power. When she chooses a look, it becomes part of her story. And for fans, it becomes part of theirs, too. By the end of that week, that dress wasn't just a fleeting memory. It had become a cultural reference, a point of discussion in fan forums, a symbol of Demet's ability to take control of the spotlight whenever she chooses. And perhaps that was the most important part: the dress wasn't wearing her, she was wearing the moment. Days turned into weeks, yet people still couldn't stop talking about Demet Özdemir's unforgettable dress. It was replayed in highlight reels, analyzed in fashion segments, and reposted endlessly across platforms. What could have been a fleeting red carpet moment became a phenomenon that cemented her position not just as an actress, but as a cultural icon. What made the dress so impactful wasn't only its design, but what it represented. For years, Demet has been in the public eye, scrutinized for her roles, her choices, and her relationships. Many celebrities crumble under such pressure, but Demet has always found a way to rise above it. This look felt like the visual expression of that resilience. With every step she took in that gown, she seemed to say, "I've been through storms, but I shine brighter because of them." Critics who once doubted her began to acknowledge her transformation. They admitted that Demet had crossed a threshold, not just a popular actress anymore, but a woman shaping global trends. Italian press compared her to Monica Bellucci at her peak, while Turkish outlets celebrated her as a modern muse of strength and elegance. Fashion houses reportedly began reaching out, hoping to collaborate with her after seeing the international attention she drew. Suddenly, Demet wasn't just a star who wore a dress, she was a star who defined what that dress would mean to millions. Fans, on the other hand, took ownership of the moment. They created hashtags like #QueenDemet and #DressOfTheYear. They wrote emotional posts about how her confidence inspired them to embrace their own style without fear. For many, this wasn't just entertainment, it was motivation. "She's not just a celebrity," one fan wrote, "she's proof that no matter what people say, you can still walk tall, shine, and make them talk about you on your own terms." And then came the ultimate proof of impact. International designers and stylists began referencing Demet's look in their own collections. Runways across Europe echoed similar cuts and shimmering fabrics, and fashion commentators openly credited Demet's appearance as the spark. For someone who started her career as a dancer and rose to fame through acting, becoming a style trendsetter on the global stage was a victory that spoke volumes. But perhaps the most striking element of it all was how Demet herself reacted. While the world was buzzing, she remained humble, thanking her fans and her team with a quiet grace. She didn't need to shout or boast. Her silence, paired with her smile, was louder than any headline. She let the dress do the talking, and it spoke volumes. In the end, that dress was more than a fashion choice. It became a moment in time, a chapter in her story, and a symbol of her unstoppable rise. People will remember the shimmer, the cut, the elegance, but more importantly, they will remember the way Demet Özdemir made them feel when she wore it. That is what makes an icon, not just beauty, not just fame, but the ability to create moments that live on long after the night is over. Demet didn't just wear a dress. She wore confidence, power, and history. And that's why, long after the camera stopped flashing, the world kept talking.